if I go back to the first time I looked at art, when it really mattered to me, I was about 10 years old and probably my first time in a large museum. And I saw a painting and it just kind of embraced me. So it was an emotional moment for me as a child. My parents were with me and then they kind of kept going on their tour. And I stayed behind and actually they found me about half an hour later. Everybody was looking for me. I just stayed in front of that painting. I didn't go anywhere. So that was that first time. So that's when I talk about artwork being personal, is because that's how I came to know it as a meeting and an embrace. Um, as far as knowing when it was really something passionate for me, I think it just grew like any relationship grows. You know, you do a little bit here, a little bit there, and then at some moment, it just kind of, you look back and you're like, oh, this is all I really want to do for now. You know, and that's how it wasn't like one moment where it was just so incredibly like a decision. It was just a process.
Um, for me, my first memories of art, the influence came from my grandmother. She wasn't an artist, you know, per se, but she was a seamstress. She made our clothes when I was little. There's pictures of me, my sister, my two cousins, all in these, you know, little dresses that she made for us. She made quilts. And of course, there's a lot of talk now about women's work, quilting, um, fiber work. That's really sort of moved into the limelight now. There's a lot of importance around the fiber work, the sewing that was done. So my grandmother was a seamstress. I spent a lot of time in my grandmother's house as a child, and one of my first memories is just drawing, working with glitter and glue, doing arts and crafts and things, because that's how she spent time with me. And watching her work, watching her sew, make the quilts, she spent a lot of time and care and love in that way. That was my real first exposure to art. My parents didn't take us to galleries or museums or any of that. I had to sort of discover that. High school is really, I mean, probably elementary school, I had art class, but high school is when I really started to make art and have a real interest in it. So it wasn't like the traditional, your parents took you to a museum and you found art. I didn't have that kind of experience. For me, it was my grandmother, and that shows up in a lot of my work now.